keep talking to people, that people know who you are, what you do, so that we understand each other.
And coming up later,
every time I think about it, it just literally sends chills throughout my body, because you see millions of people all around, and as far as you can see.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The Muslim call to prayer is heard 5 times a day in cities around the world. Nearly a quarter of all people on earth respond to it. The Islamic Center of Long Island in Westbury serves to engage the roughly 75,000 Muslim families living in Nassau and Suffolk counties by promoting the values and teachings of Islam and to advocate interfaith harmony in a multicultural environment.
We are very much into interfaith dialogue. We believe from day one, not since 9/11, from day one we believe that it is best to keep talking to people, that people know who you are, what you do, so that we understand each other. We don't need to convert each other, we just need to understand where we stand.
The center also serves to educate about rituals like the annual Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca and perform services to the community closer to home, such as helping the victims of Hurricane Sandy, as well as outreach, working with other faiths and religious organizations to better the community.
We are into food drive, we are into warm clothing drive. We were very active when we had Sandy problems, warm clothing drive, blanket drives, and we do this with all our Jewish and Catholic and Christian friends as joint projects.
Dialogue is very important for all the community to go together, to understand each other, which gives a better understanding of each other faiths, and it helps to be a human being. You know, it gives the human value to what we believe in.
We are trying to work with them, and they work with us, at the same time trying to take care of the unfortunate people who were very badly hurt by Sandy.
We are all Long Islanders, and then we are here to help our community. We want to help the fellow human beings, and we want to be there for everyone. So Islam is part of the Abrahamic faith, so we are not different from any other religion.
The center grew out of a desire of a small group of Muslim families, mostly immigrants who settled in Nassau County in the early 1970s, to preserve their religious identity, cultural heritage, and to educate their children in Islamic principles.
Now, I've been coming here for roughly about 12 years, and this is actually a center spot for Muslim community. It's quite dense. You'll find a lot of Muslims, and you'll find a lot of worship places like ICLI, and there are other places as well. And definitely it has its own significance, because it's one of the oldest, one of the largest, one of very, very well managed facility here, and very family oriented, family friendly.
There are about 12 to 15 mosques in Nassau County and same number in Suffolk County. But many of them are like a storefront operation. They just provide 5 times prayer space, not anything else. But we do everything from cradle to death. You know, when the baby is born, we have events here. When you die, we have the next door room is the funeral washing area and things like that, symbolic washing.
This place is one of the multi-purpose for our community. It does our spiritual needs as well as the community needs. So spiritual needs means we have 5 prayers, we have Friday prayers. Apart from that, we do the community service. Like we raise the funds for the Sandy victims, we raise the funds for any catastrophe we have here, and when it is very cold, we have the blanket drive, we distribute the coats, we have the food pantry, we distribute the food to the soup kitchens.
Construction of an expansion is underway to make the ICLI the largest mosque in the metropolitan area.
Right now we are going for a major renovation project and expansion project. The present building is 8,000 square feet, and we are adding 19,000 more square feet to that building. So when everything is done, it will be well over 25,000 square feet building, and that will be the largest mosque in Nassau County, or actually in the metropolitan area of New York. The community is growing very fast. A lot of people are moving from Queens to Queens and Brooklyn to Long Island, because when they have kids and all that, they want a little bit open space and things like that. Not that we have too much open space in Nassau left, but it's still, compared to Queens, I guess we have open space. So a lot of young families are moving around here.
Push Pause returns with more on the Islamic Center of Long Island and the upcoming Hajj pilgrimage.
You see millions of people all around, and as far as you can see, you see people, and they are actually there. It doesn't matter where you're from, what culture you're from, what your color is, skin color is, who you are.
We are campers at the Science Museum of Long Island,
And you're watching
Push Pause!
coming up.
Every time I think about it, it just literally sends chills throughout my body, because you see millions of people all around, and as far as you can see.
And coming up later,
Watching them grow, watching them play sports, and just being around for them is really what gives me meaning.
I live a meaningful life by not thinking of myself first and thinking about others.
stay with us. We'll be right back.
One of the 5 central pillars of Islam, to take place this year in late September, is Hajj, an annual pilgrimage to Mecca, which every Muslim is required to take at least once in their lifetime if they are physically and financially capable.
We all belong to the Abrahamic faith. The faith goes back to Prophet Abraham and back to Adam. So the Hajj, we have a conference today on the Hajj, and the Hajj is exactly the same what Prophet Abraham did hundreds of years back. We follow the same rituals. So the Hajj is nothing but following the values of Prophet Abraham.
Our lunar calendar keeps moving with the, for example, recently we had the fasting month of Ramadan. Now it came in the height of summer, and sometimes it comes in December. It takes 36 years to go through the whole cycle. And it's 2.5 months after Ramadan, people go for Hajj, which is one of the pillars of Islam. So there are some exceptions. For example, if you're financially not sound, if you are physically or health-wise you are not good enough to take that travel.
Ihram, as you know, is 2 sheets, right?
Here at the Islamic Center of Long Island, a seminar is being held to educate about the specific rules and observances that worshippers who intend to make the pilgrimage must follow.
There'll be the bottom portion. There can be different ways, but one way is you can do like this. You can make it as tight as you like, and then tie it here.
I did it about 2 years ago, even though I've done it about 2 years ago, but every time there's an event, you always learn something new. Similar to anything you attend, you always learn something new. So therefore, I'm going to be here along with my kids, along with my family, in fact. So not only I'm learning, they're also learning, and it's also a refresher every time you're attending a seminar like this.
People go and do this ritual, and if you really do it in the proper way with your heart and soul towards that, it is considered that you're like a newborn baby. All your sins have been forgiven.
So it's one of the most spiritual fulfillment you can get. And it all teaches about selfless, you belong to God, and you can, the way you perform the Hajj is you forget everything else in the world, and you follow the same rituals what Prophet Abraham did, when he left Prophet Ishmael in Mecca, and he left when the God, advised him to do that. Prophet Abraham's wife, she went on the mountains to look at water between these 2 mountains 7 times. It is part of the Hajj. We go 7 times between the 2 mountains to complete the same rituals what Prophet Abraham and his family did during that period of time.
It's just unbelievable, because you walk in, and when you actually are literally in there, the only thing that you see every time I think about it, just literally sends chills throughout my body, because you see millions of people all around, and as far as you see people, and they are actually there. It doesn't matter where you're from, what culture you're from, what your color is, skin color is, who you are, where you're from. As long as you're there as like single community, pretty much.
It is hard to describe the feeling, but it's a very special feeling, especially when you go into that big mosque. It's a huge, huge, huge mosque. When you walk in, you just can't describe. You're seeing this. You have been seeing the pictures of this black cube since you're a little child.
The Islamic Center continues to be a place for Muslim families on Long Island to come and worship, and continues its long tradition of reaching out and working with, as well as educating people of other faiths within the community.
Many people Long Islanders do not know what Islam is about, what we stand for. Many people don't know like all these prophets, whether it is Abraham or Moses or Jesus. These are all prophets, very, very dear prophets to Islam also. We go to different synagogues, churches. By the end of the evening, there is the dialogue going, and they understand that there is nothing sinister about Muslims, because some media people are trying to portray that all Muslims are corrupt, all Muslims are bad. There is nothing sinister. They have the same happinesses, they have the same problems, day-to-day problems of what everybody has in life. So these kind of things are very, very important for people to understand where we are coming from, and we are all one big family.
For Push Pause in Westbury, this is Greg Blank.